We'll do it again. Tim, I think it'd be nice to actually look back at the tree.
And action!
Try that for me, just walk up to it.
The documentary was born out of an idea by Emil Silvestri, and Emil had the concept of revisiting Darwin's voyage and his science in the light of today's knowledge. And that had two components. One was to physically be able to visit some of the locations that Darwin visited on the voyage, and also to use scientific experts in the field to evaluate Darwin's science in the light of what we know in science today.
And I can't repeat what he said, but he said it could be cold.
Okay.
Now, as producer, one of the first things I had to do was track down all of the crew, and I spoke to Steve, and he has years of video experience, and he did extensive research before each of the interviews, and it really shows in the content he was able to bring out. I also spoke to Nick, and he was our director of photography. Now, he has earned cinematography accreditation and has travelled to remote locations before, and so his experience was ideal to have on this project. For the drama shoot, we needed to find an art director, and Neil came down from Melbourne. He had his Volvo packed full of props, and he transformed an empty room into a replica of Darwin's study, and it was amazing. And our editor, Jim Stevens, he was illustrating and bringing to life the story behind the pictures. It was a tough job, a very considered process as to which shot would lie next to the other. Now, all the music in the documentary is original. We were fortunate enough to find Cliff Bradley, and he composed and conducted all of the music, and it was just an amazing process to watch.
Just incredible seeing this orchestra playing together and having a piece of music put in front of them that they'd never even seen. It's remarkable that one person can have a piece of music put in front of them and play it from sight and play it perfectly. It's even more remarkable when there's 20 of them playing together as one and creating such a fabulous sound. And I really think that it's helped bring the documentary alive, the music that's gone into it.
in South America, we semi-contemplated doing a little spoof Kathmandu commercial because Basil and I, with all our Kathmandu kit on in Terra del Fuego, we thought they'd really like that.
Yeah. To make a mention here that Basil has got he's a picture of the most expensive Kathmandu, yet he's always told us on the crew.
Hey, no, wait. See, look. Where's Kathmandu?
One of the really enjoyable things about working on this documentary is it's come at a time right when a high definition television has really come of age, and so we were able to shoot the documentary with some of the latest hardware and technology available to the production community. We were shooting in full high definition, which means that down the track we'll be able to broadcast high definition for broadcasters that want us, and hopefully we'll eventually be able to have the documentary released as a Blu-ray disc.
This would be actually a unique opportunity to really help challenge people's assumptions, that to create something that would really reach a broad audience, it had to be very well made.
Putting together a documentary of this size and nature always involves challenge, and I guess probably the primary challenge is developing a budget and attempting to stick to that budget, which is not always easy when you're dealing with international locations and lots of travel.
In South America, we were greatly helped by a location manager called Roberto from Ecuador. He helped us with the Galapagos, and he became a vital part of the team. Helped us with language and usurping those difficulties.
We had to get permits, we had to organise travel, figure out who we were going to be talking to, organise interviews, and that was just a massive logistics exercise.
The crew had to go to a number of remote locations, travelled hundreds of kilometres by vehicle, going up rivers, the Santa Cruz River.
While you're faced with challenges like the weather, on the other hand, we did have some incredibly magic moments on the shoot, and probably the one that comes to mind the most was when we were shooting the Perito Moreno Glacier in Argentina. We wanted to get one final shot of one of the big tourist boats, and these boats are about 8 to 10 metres high, and we wanted to get a shot of one of those from a distance travelling in front of the glacier to give us an idea of perspective of how big this glacier really is. And so we're rolling the camera and the boat comes along. Just as it comes into frame, this massive fall of ice happens behind the boat, and it just peels off all the way down the glacier, and we're all, whoa, that's incredible! And we got this amazing footage of the boat travelling in front of the glacier and a massive amount of ice falling down, and you can see in the close shot there's the wave that's generated by this ice, and that was one of the magic moments. That was quite incredible.
Because the Galapagos was such a key destination, the only way you can travel around is by boat, and you have to charter one. On the boat was a very skilled and experienced captain and naturalist that was a great help.
What was quite special about the Galapagos was how close we could get to the animals to film. We had very tight parameters about where we could film and where we couldn't. We had to stay to well-defined paths and areas. And you're supposed to keep your distance from the animals. Now obviously the animals themselves didn't necessarily understand those rules, and we were filming a land iguana that was minding its own business sitting under a tree. It decided it wanted to move, and where it wanted to go was on the other side of where we were, so it wasn't at all fazed by the film crew being there. It just took off in the direction it wanted to go, and that was right between our legs and under the camera tripod. So it was quite funny. We really couldn't have moved in a hurry, like to keep the required distance from the animal. That was kind of indicative of how wonderful the Galapagos was in terms of shooting wildlife. You were able to really get close to the action. It was decided quite early on in the piece that we would use Tasmania as the basis for our dramatic reenactments.
And we realised what contemporary documentary today doesn't have historic drama reenactment. So we realised that that would be an important part of the production as well.
Ben Suda and myself went down to Tasmania to check out some of the locations, and we did use Mount Wellington in Hobart as a stand-in for South America, Darwin and his assistant traipsing over the Alps.
Mount Wellington also happened to be a mountain that Charles Darwin himself had climbed later in his voyage.
However, I think by the time he got to New Zealand and Australia, I think he'd had enough, because he doesn't seem to record particularly positive experiences in either country. Given that we had only a 2-week shoot in Tasmania, we really had to be quite flexible, and we were shooting actually in a place called Storm Bay. However, the day that we shot,
it was as flat as glass.
Nothing you can do about that, and you just roll again with the punches and make the best of it. So we got some really nice material, but we didn't quite get the big ship powering through the seas that we wanted to.
Okay, standing by everybody. We all good? Get up. Probably just a little bit too high that time. And action!
Just do another one?
Oh, you may as well do another one.
That was very good.
We were able to cast all our characters in the dramatic reenactments with locals from Tasmania. We were really fortunate that we found our young man Darwin. When he came and did the audition, he just blew us away with his preparation, and I was really happy with the calibre of our talent and the calibre of the crew and the look and everything that we got for our 2-week shoot. Putting the documentary together after we'd shot it became like working on a big jigsaw puzzle of getting all these little bits and pieces and figuring out who said this and who said that and how we could tie it together to make a compelling story.
It's been a huge team effort, and we really hope audiences will enjoy it.
What we do want is for the documentary to act as a catalyst for further discussions, especially on the whole area of origins, for people to understand that there are in fact 2 primary views, and that each of those worldviews, if you like, have different implications as to how we should live our lives. And I think those are really big questions for us to answer, because as the documentary says, the questions about where we come from and where we're going haven't gone away.